The frail old man standing by the office window could barely even remember the name he'd been born under. It hadn't been the name he'd used for most of his life, the one he'd entered the Protectorate service under. Even then, he'd been a double agent, working for Legatus as well as Mars. That was the name the Keepers had known him by, but that was a man the entire galaxy, including both the Martian and Legatan governments, knew was dead. He'd used many names since. He'd introduced himself to Damien Montgomery at a memorable meeting as Winton, and that name served as well as any. It was even close, he thought, to his birth name. He smiled thinly as he studied the concourse beyond his window. The transshipment station he stood on saw a lot of traffic into and out of the Alpha Centauri system, and the optimistically named New Terra beneath his feet. None of those swarming crowds would have given the old man in the suit with the pure white hair a second glance, never realizing he owned the station. Others managed it for him, but owning the platform gave him a secure location, only 5 jumps from Sol from which to carry out his plans. The closeness was no longer as necessary as it had once been, thanks to the very allies and technology he was now waiting on. A soft buzz informed him the link was online, and Winton turned around, walking into the field of hidden cameras needed to send his 3-dimensional image across the light years, via a quantum entanglement technology the Protectorate he'd once served didn't even know existed. "Partisan," a gruff voice greeted him as screens slid down from the roof to encase him, creating the illusion of a conference room with one other person in it. Another name. Winton smiled. It wouldn't do for any of the people he met to ever connect the various names. That would cause problems. "Mr. President," he greeted the President of the Legatan Republic. "You're late." "I am a busy man, Partisan," President George Solis said calmly. The twice-elected ruler of the most important Unarcana world was a bulky man in his early 40s, still hale and vigorous with the muscles of the football captain he'd once been. "Important as this affair is, I have a star system to run," Solis continued, "and the groundwork for an interstellar nation to build. Your report?" "The Keepers are done," Winton told him. "Montgomery and Ndosi came close to realizing they were being played, but I had an asset in place. Ndosi is dead and the archive destroyed. The royal order of the Keepers of Secrets and Oaths is broken, its survivors scattered." "And what would you have done if your provocations had killed Montgomery?" Winton chuckled. "The death of a hand might have delayed the Keeper's fall, but it would have also guaranteed it."